This car right here is a real definition of a daily. It's a grocery getter. Literally the car I drive every single day when it's not being worked on inside the house or inside the garage. But I just want to know one thing. Does your wife or your significant other have a problem with going to Target? Because mine does. And if yours doesn't, then she might be broken, because this girl goes to Target 3 or 4 times a week. She doesn't always buy something, but definitely has to go. Today we got a new toaster and we got a shredder. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So this is the first episode of the E30 build. We're not actually going to be doing any work today, but the first step of the rust repair at least is going to be to get the interior out. And I thought, why not, when the interior is out, just go ahead and get it redone at least. So I'm actually going to take this car over to a local upholstery shop next to me and ask them how much it's going to be to get the entire interior redone in like a dark brown leather, including the dash. As you can see, there is a small crack right there. I'm actually pretty lucky with not a bad dash, but you can see there's a small crack right there, and that's the only one. So overall in great condition, but I even want to get the dash covered up, and then the center consoles as well as the door cards. So I'm gonna take this car over to them, see what they say, try to get an estimate from them, but I also have a bunch of other small things to do. Like, if you can see, my car's on the driveway, the Corvette's back there, but my wife's car is in here. So we actually need to go pick that up. We dropped that off earlier this morning to get tints done, and then we also have to take this little thing, and this is it's like a volt reader, but we actually need to take this thing because my little brother with the E63 bricked his car. I'm not sure what he did with it. I think he blew a fuse when he was trying to jump start it, but that thing is not doing anything. The battery's out there super bad, but it's not starting. The key isn't turning. It's not even clicking. So we need to go figure that out, get that thing up and running again. So we have a bunch of errands to run today. It's gonna be a fun day. I'm excited. I'm excited to finally start on this car. I have a feeling that the leather wrap on the interior is gonna be very, very expensive. So I'm kind of just like mentally bracing myself for that. But first, let's go pick up my wife's car, then take this over to my brother's house, get his car situated. Hopefully we can find out what's wrong with it. And then finally, for last, we can take this over to the upholstery shop and get this thing looked at as well. So overall, my interior isn't too bad. Like, I have a small rip right there, which most seats are pretty like beat. Carpet isn't too bad. If I refinish this carpet with like a carpet dye, I think I'll be good. My door cards are all in great condition. I think the only door card that's a little bit messed up is right there. There's a small little rip right there, but it's not too bad. And then my rear door cards are in perfect condition as well. So overall, I'm pretty lucky with a solid interior. But I think what's gonna cost me a little bit is getting this dash rewrapped in the leather. I want all of this redone. Hopefully I can show you guys some colors. Hopefully they have some samples, because I'm not sure exactly what color I want. I have an idea, but once we get to that shop and if they have some, I'll make sure to pick up the camera and show you guys a little bit more too. But let's head out. Just got 20 wraps. That's like the local tint shop that I took the car to, and the car came out pretty solid. It's pretty dark. Whenever I do my tints, I usually do 20% because the car is already a very loud car and I don't want to get too much of the cops' attention, so I usually do 20, but we did 15 on hers, and I think it looks pretty solid. From this angle, it looks just as dark as mine. But I think that's a good darkness for her, at least, because this is her first time driving with a car with tints on it. I know it takes a little bit of time getting used to, like, at nighttime seeing through a dark tint, so hopefully she likes it. Like it? Now you just need rims, coilovers, a front lip, a rear diffuser, a spoiler on the back. Need all of this blacked out. But now we gotta head over to my brother's, check up on his car, find out why that thing isn't running. They honestly don't know why it's bricked right now. I'm guessing the battery's just super dead and nothing is happening, but we gotta go figure that out. So I'm here with my brother's car and we're kind of in a dilemma. The car is dead and the battery's way back there in the trunk. So to get to the battery, this is the negative terminal right here, and then the positive terminal is way back there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's like a small bolt right there. So the issue we're running into is that this jumper cable connector is way too big to fit into that small gap and grab onto that nut. I am pushing it against it, and when I do push it against it enough, the car has enough juice to turn on, not all the way on, just accessory mode on, but it doesn't have enough juice to open up the trunk. And that's just mainly because the battery is way too far from the terminals, so you're kind of losing some power along the way. Then we came down here, we ripped apart this footwell right here. Same issue right here. We got the negative terminal and the positive terminal down here. This is a little bit closer to the battery. This is how we actually started the car last time we were having this issue. The jumper cable connector is too big to fit on the terminals. We can't get the trunk open. Without the trunk open, we can't replace the battery. Without the battery, you can't start the car. So this car is just bricked, and I'm really not sure what to do right now. This car does come with a little key slot that you can use right down there to unlock the car. But for some reason, that doesn't want to work either. So as of right now, we're just gonna leave all this as it is, close up the hood, put the jumper cables back, and just call it a day until we can grab like a jump pack that has like a smaller connector on it, like a needle nose connector. That way we can get into this and into the footwell down there. I guess at this point we're just gonna call it a day and just take our losses on the chin. On the bright side, it was just a battery and nothing else. We were scared a little bit for a second because the car wasn't turning on at all, but I think the battery just completely dead, completely drained out. Luckily it wasn't even a fuse or anything that we had to go look for or find. So we're just throwing a new battery there once we figure out how to open the trunk. But that should be possible with the charge pack that has a smaller needle, and we've done it before, so as long as it's the same issue, we can deal with it, and that thing will be started back up. Just pulling up to the upholstery shop. Let's go inside and see what they say. Hopefully it's not too expensive and it's a project that's doable by them. Victor here was kind enough to let me borrow his leather packet, all the different types of leathers, and this is actually the one that I'm aiming for, this dark brown. So there's a lighter one right here. I am a fan of it, but it's a little bit orangey. This one is really nice. So I'm gonna pick this one, go inside, talk about price a little bit, see what we can do, and if this is a project we even are capable of doing right now. So just got his card, and we talked a little bit about different options, what needed to be done, what we weren't gonna do, what we were gonna hold off to later, and it is an expensive project. I'm talking about more expensive than the wide body, more expensive than the wide body wheels, plus the wide body, more expensive than anything I've done before. So yeah, I think we're gonna hold off on this project a little bit longer. Now, don't get me wrong, it is still a project that I really want to do, but with the price of it, it doesn't make sense to do it right now. There's a lot of other things that should be higher priority than that, like suspension for one, and then the rust. The rust is still on top of my priority. That was going to get done first regardless, but I just wanted to get an estimate on how much this would cost so we could plan the build accordingly. And sadly, we'll push it off to later, but we can go get the other stuff done like the rust. And on the way back home, unfortunately, I hit a big pothole and messed up my lip right here. I tried taping it up real quick just to fix it, but that's another issue we need to fix. This car is really low, so I'm not surprised that happened. It was a pretty productive day overall. We got my wife's car tinted. We looked at my brother's car, find out what the issue was with that. Fortunately, we didn't get that one resolved, but we can do that another day. And for the interior of the E30, we're just going to hold off on that project a little bit longer until we get all the rest of the stuff done. As I mentioned before, we have rust issues. That's the main concern right now. So in the next video, we're going to pull out the seats, pull out the carpet, pull out the rear seats, and basically gut the interior so that way we can see the floor pans. And I'm also going to remove the rear bumper right here because we need to address this rust spot right here, and then I think that's majority of the rust issues. I know a lot of people have rust issues right here on the fender, and it looks like mine is going out right back there, but I can't really tell right now because we don't have the car jacked up. So this is gonna be the main focus of the next few weeks. It's gonna be a lot of work, definitely. Kind of looking forward to it. I definitely did want to get the interior parts situated because with a nice clean interior, this thing would have looked like a beauty. But right now, this paintwork is messed up. Like, I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but if you look, there's like dings and dents all over that rear door right there, and then we have swirl marks like crazy in the paint. Let's see, can't even tell on camera, but it's pretty bad, especially on the trunk right here. I don't know what the previous owner was trying to do, but he messed it up good. So I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I appreciate you all watching. Stay tuned for the rest of the E30 build. We're gonna get this started pretty soon, hopefully in the next video. But yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.